Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, for those who don't know, and we're going back to our roots, as it were, playing some Pioneer Grixis, but this is a bit of a rogue build. Never tried anything like this before. It's meant to be a lot more aggressive, creature-based, much less interaction, but still plenty, and the intention is that it'll be a bit faster at closing games against some of the slow but inevitable matchups like Ramp and the combo decks. Pardon me. So the just before I say anything, if I sound weird, like my voice sounds weird or my breathing sounds weird, I've got a heavy cold, so apologies for that. So basically, it's the intention is to curve out. So you've got loads of interaction on the early turns. We've got Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, Wild Slash, Stomp, 4 copies of Stomp, 2 Kroxa, and 3 Murderous Rider, and 2 K commands. Those are all the early interaction. And then 2 drops wise, you've got the 4 Glint Sleeve Siphoner, and Kroxa is technically a 2 drop, but not really. We've got 3 drops in the Bone Crusher Giants, Rabble Masters, Murderous Riders, 4 drops in Bolus and Chupacabra, and 5 drops in Glorybringer. It took all the restraint in the world not to be greedier with my creature base. I wanted to play Hostage Takers and Scarab Gods and stuff like that, and then I realised then we're defeating the point of trying to play a more proactive game plan. The sideboard I've kept with my little pet Wrath package, because basically I figured with more creatures it's actually even better than before, because it's a Wrath that we don't have to sandbag and sort of set up for. Obviously we do have to draw 2 parts, so there's that, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We've got some cheap interaction, some Chandras to hopefully go over the top of blue-white, although they do have Aether Gusts and stuff, so it's not out of the question that they can deal with it. And that's kind of where I am. So I'm going to play a league. It's the week before the first ever Pioneer Pro Tour, which means that this league is probably like actual suicide. I'm imagining I'm going to be playing against the toughest opponents possible, but we'll see. Case in point, LSV top of the leaderboard, in a format he probably would never choose to play the rest of the year. I don't know all of these usernames, but I imagine there's lots of players here I'd be terrified of IRL. I don't know if that's an acronym in real life. For in real life, to most people, sorry. It used to be commonly used on a certain video game forum I was on years ago. This hand is a little mana light, but we've got our 2 drops and we're on the draw to draw more lands. I'm going to keep it. Best possible draw will be like Watery Grave, or like a turn 1 interaction spell. Yeah, best possible draw would probably be Wild Slash, wouldn't it? No, it wouldn't. So we're playing against Big Ramp. This is probably the deck that... Oh, so is what I know. The deck I'm thinking of is either Mono Green or Simic, so... I'm not sure what we're playing against. Menace is a good ability if their plan is to chump block with a 0/3. That's something. Oh, please, yes, no lands. Nice. Could I draw a land? That would be helpful. I cannot. This is much slower than actual Dark Confidant. We don't necessarily get to draw on our next turn. Well, we don't get to draw. You only get to draw on your next turn if you happen to have the Aether Hub in your opening hand as well. And you don't have to use it to make the black. So there's a lot has to go right for Glint Sleeve to be a Dark Confidant. Going to attack, and I guess just play a 4/3. Try and put them under some pressure. It's possible now that this colour combination has a Wrath. There's a new 4-mana Wrath called something like Wrath of the Storm. It's like a 4 to each creature and each Planeswalker, I think. And it seems really excellent. So, yeah, it's worth noting they have access to that, but not this turn. So we might as well pressurise them. Let's see what they've got. Elvish Rejuvenator. That seems fine. They hit Garen Briggs, so they are now on track for what they want to be doing. I would love to pay. Land. Oh, yummy. So, at the moment, I think I want to Chupacabra the 0/3. So they can't double block my Glint Sleeve and kill it with this because of Menace. And then I can attack, which will set me up to draw another card next turn and keep the pressure on. They're chumping because they are a chump. Ha. And we've got 8 power. They're on 14. Hopefully they play a creature with 4 toughness and we draw a land. That'd be good. Okay. That probably won't be good enough. If we draw a land, we can deal 12 damage with Glorybringer. Which is, you know, lethal including Stomp, and I assume they don't have too much life gain. So I think I should go for it. This draw so far has been everything I envisaged when I decided I wanted to try this. We've just literally curved out with good creatures and managed everything. So hopefully they don't gain a bunch of life and Wrath the board. That's how we can lose. We can beat anything else. Can't think of anything that does exactly what they need. Yeah, that won't do it. From their perspective, it probably looks like it's close to doing it. But it definitely isn't. They need to try and take me off 3 things because every creature is lethal. So I think I'm just going to attack them next turn rather than show them anything. They can't take me off 3 things, can they? Because the best they can do is kill these 2, block here and take 2. Or kill these 2, block here and take 2. Yeah. So I guess they've just decided to hope I'm a moron. Nope, they've given up. Cool. Well, I might want Duress, maybe. But at the moment my feeling is I just want to resubmit. Now Duress is probably better than Wild Slash against this deck, isn't it? Yeah. Other than that, we'll stick with the plan of killing shit and blowing shit up. Good plan. Good hand. Touch slow, but it's fine. They're about to see blue mana for the first time, which might surprise them. It's a great draw. So unless they play a creature, my plan is just to go 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, pressure them, and you know, draw some cards, make them discard some cards. Basically do what my cards say they do. It's the short answer. Ah, gaining life. Very cunning. Oh, I don't think it's necessary to thought seize yet. Ah, it dead. Well, it exiled actually. That's fine. Guess I'm just going to make a 4/3. Oops. So, I need to try and get value out of both of these cards. That's going to be potentially a challenge, because their hand is emptying fast. Okay. Two cards. I guess it's just dragon time. It's not exactly disappointing. There are worse cards you can cast. An Ugin. Well, I'm glad that's not in their hand anymore. To see what their last card is. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, so they can. Is a Tarka 7 or 8? I can't remember. But we're going to find out. They've got something non-trivial. Oh, fine. Yep. So that will trade with my Bone Crusher Giant, I expect. This excess hand attack isn't very exciting. It's annoying that I can't get all the value, because basically with K command, the two things I want to do are make them discard in their draw step and kill the ballista. But if I wait till their draw step, they can pump the ballista to kill my bolus, which I don't want them to do. So I guess I have to just deal 2 to them and destroy the ballista. Which is a particularly shitty second mode, because like I'd also like to buy this back once they kill it. But needs must. Can't really let them untap, make it a 4/4 and then kill my bolus, because my bolus is currently the only thing I have going on, because these two cards are dead. On account of they'll play anything they draw. Do have them dead in 3 swings, which is like, it's not terrible. Bolus can even flip in 2 turns if we draw another land. I guess the best draw would probably just be a Glorybringer, wouldn't it? Okay, that's something that I can probably cope with. They'll probably chump block though, just trying to buy as much time as possible, I would imagine. Like the Grazer's not getting better than preventing 4 damage. Yep, agreed. Might as well not F6, so they think I might have something, but realistically they're just going to cast whatever they draw the minute they draw it. It's another ballista. It's a World Breaker. It has reach, that's a problem. can't cut me on a colour, so that's a relief at least. I would like to draw something like Ravenous Chupacabra. It's annoying as well because I can't flip Bolus now. Oh, that'll do. Kill this. Cast it again. I can't remember the condition for a returning Worldbreaker, but I think it's something like sacking a forest. Pay 3, sack a land. So they can't do that and cast it next turn, so we can get in for some damage next turn. We might even get to use one of these spells if they do it at the wrong time. Well, Thoughtseize, obviously you can't duress her. You cannot duress a Worldbreaker. It's a scientifically proven fact. Okay, they're not a moron, which is very annoying. Land would actually be quite good. Okay. Start by attacking. They block the 2-3, but at least we gain some life. Oh. Fine, I'm minus on their Ugin. That's fucking glorious. So long since I cast this card, I've forgotten about all its abilities, but I think I'm going to -4 on that Ugin pretty quick. And that will probably draw a concession. No, they didn't even... They must have realised my plan. Cool, well that went well. Big flyers are good. Who knew? Apart from everyone who's ever drafted. Oh, sorry, my neck is killing me. I'm not sure why. Probably slept badly. You know you're getting old when you hurt yourself more by sleeping than any other activity. I'm quite enjoying having relatively few decisions to make. I imagine the novelty will wear off eventually because I like having decisions, but for the time being it's good fun. This is a fine hand. Yeah. Well. This is pretty good against blue decks, apart from the 2 fatal pushes. But the Thoughtseize into Kroxa is pretty solid. That's blue-white. So I can take Censor and then I can cast Kroxa. That seems fairly reasonable. These 2 Fatal Push are literally blank pieces of cardboard though, which is annoying. Not sure. I imagine they're gonna just discard the Sphinx's Rev. It's a pretty long way away. They also have a blank card that I don't know, so they might discard. Yeah, the Rev. Makes the most sense to me. Yep, that also makes sense. I hope they minus. They did. Excellent, so we can kill that. Oh, that's a good one. So I go black, red, colourless, cast this. Next turn we get to go probably swamp Bolus, knock a card out their hand, and then just hope to God the Bolus gets us there. They get to dig this turn, that sucks. They might be digging now. I think they're digging now. Yeah, coward. I think swamp off this makes the most sense. Glorybringer. That'll do. I also need to be conscious of the fact they're like a 4 Supreme Verdict deck. Red, blue, black, colourless. Got to preserve my energy in case I draw the glint sleeve siphoner. I suspect them just having a more powerful deck than us will probably be enough to lose this matchup, but we'll see. Like, I'm under no illusions about the power level of this blue-white deck. It's very strong. Okay, I am tucked. If I could draw a land, that would be really good. No, but this is fine. I'm going to stomp them now because I know it resolves, and they're probably playing infinite counter magic. They've shocked. That can't be bad for me. Unless it means they've got a dig or a rev. I guess they must have a dig or a rev. Rabble Master, that's a good card. Get my token. Hopefully they block it with a Castle Ardenvale token or something. Gearhulk. I forgot about Gearhulk. That's good. Oh, that's good. That's a reason to shock yourself for sure. Do you know what doesn't cost 4 or less? That C word. That guy. But that's fine. It's all good. I'm not afraid. Yes, I'm a bit afraid now. They're not going to minus again, are they? They're going to plus and punish me. Yep. So I think our draw step is Bolus, if I'm not mistaken. This should be the turn we draw the Bolus. Yeah, well, I'm just going to cast it. I don't have a lot of choice. That'll do it. Not winning from here. We've got a good sideboard. We've got these, and these, and these. Which is good because our deck is full of trash. Wild Slashes are like kind of a maybe. They're probably not very good. I guess it's some number of Bone Crusher Giants and Wild Slashes I need to leave in. But not many. I'm going to do something like this. For finishing off Planeswalkers that have ticked down and stuff, but mostly we'll be trying to do that with creatures. And we've got 3 Murderous Riders as well. We've got Haste. A little bit of direct damage here. This configuration looks fine. Goblin Rabble Master can deal exactly 1. Like if they play a small Teferi and minus it, and then we play Rabble Man and get to kill it with the token. There's enough play there that I'm not too scared of their Planeswalkers. One card I haven't put in this, which is an all-star in this matchup in my other Grixis deck, is the Eldest Reborn. Not Eldest Reborn, the Elder Spell. Black, black. Kill any number of Planeswalkers, get some of their loyalty for yourself. It's pretty great. Not sure Bonecrusher Giant was the right cut. Would love to play first. This hand is not very good. This hand is very good. Guess I just have to get rid of the expensive card, even though it's really good. Oh, they've mulled two, that's nice. Do you know what punishes mulligans? It's hand attack. Elspeth's a long way away. Detention Sphere is a 1-for-1. I'm taking the Illuminations, I think. Elspeth is terrifying, but there'll be a point where I can discard it later, I'm sure. All I'm planning on doing for the next however long is attacking their hand, so we should be fine. Aether Hub would be the best draw. That's fine too. It's a better thing for me to do next turn than just K command for like trivial value. Ah, Duress. That's good too. I might cast Duress to get rid of Elspeth and to make sure that I'm not running my Bonecrusher Giant into a Censor. And I can always cast Stomp later. So I guess I have to take the Verdict now. Pass turn. They probably have to Detention Sphere the Siphoner now. And that's fine. Gonna stomp them. Pardon me. Yeah, this is a... So we still have most of our information about their hand. Do not really want them to get to 6 uncontested. Ooh, that's a good one. Happy with that draw. The Giant is, you know, it's a 3-turn clock now, so this is not trivial. That's fine as well. That's actually really reassuring because it means if the Elspeth does resolve, we can contest it. Although they will have infinite tokens. That's fine. And then they're going to Field of Ruin to get rid of it forever. It's fine as well. Yeah, I think I just want a swamp. Opponent refusing to just slam Elspeth, which is probably correct. Still not interested in casting my K command either. It's a good one. I wonder what they're setting up for. Yeah. observe how they scryed. And you discard, you take 2. Puts them to 8, then Glorybringer's lethal in 2 attacks, but it would involve me tapping out of Mystical Dispute. I think that's okay. So I can dispute that, which they'll just pay for, so there's no point. So that didn't help. But we know their last card is just Elspeth now. Yeah. I don't think they're going to... I don't think they're just going to minus Elspeth. They might. And if they do, it sucks, but I can kill it. She's finally coming down anyway, which is fine. They did minus it, okay. Three soldiers versus... Yeah, I'll take the dragon. I think this is better than... Oh, it was correct to leave up Aether Hub in case I have to cast Mystical Dispute. Although getting that absorb is good. That's a nice one. I wonder if they should have scryed. Well, I think I'm going to cast this, targeting this first. See if it resolves. Because obviously I need the information before I attack. Yep. So now I'm just going to attack Elspeth. I think if they were on 8, I would have gone for the player, but them being on 9 is a disincentive. Obviously I'm getting hit for 3, and that's fine. They should kill this if they can, because they don't know I don't have a land in hand to just flip it and win the game. That's a useful one, I think. Hang on, puts me to 9. 3 attacks, but I'm attacking first. Yeah, we'll try this. I don't know why you wouldn't fire that off with like gain 4 and draw. Maybe they decided that Vantress is similarly appealing. Gain 4 and draw would have messed with the maths though, because it would have meant they were winning the race, so I would have been inclined to do that. Okay, this sucks. Now we're in like mild discomfort territory. Could do with drawing a non-land. Wow, well that's a non-land. That is a serious non-land. That's a good draw step. When you have 6 mana and are trying to close out a game, that is a good one. I'm not even sure it was right to tick down, but I think it probably was. We probably only need to plus this twice to win the game from here. They haven't got an Arden Veil in play. They don't have many win conditions in their deck. That's a really good draw. Go, 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 go. Can't play fast enough now. Desperate to just close this game out. We've got good hand. I'm ahead on board. What a draw. Cannot complain about that. But that's why it's in the sideboard, isn't it? What's the opponent doing now? That might get the scoop. Submit. Much like my opponents will be doing. Haha. Pardon me, I'm just feeling a little bit under the weather. This hand is pretty great. I'm so glad the opponent doesn't have discard. Which card? Discard. That's the good magic joke right there. I'm going to fire it off. I assume they have a card with 1 mana cycling in their hand. That's the reason to shock, right? You've got loads of lands, a verdict, a big Tefs, and a little Tefs. Is it just take things in order, maybe? I mean, that's the best card. Because I can make verdict medium by just not playing too much out. I'll take the best card. Like, we're a fairly sorcery speed deck, so Little Tefts isn't that bad for us. Untap land. Oh, baby. That's a good one. Make a second energy. Now they kind of have to bounce it, which is fine by me. Yep. That's whatever. It happens. Just cast it again. I wonder if this will elicit the Supreme Verdict. I have my doubts, but it'd be great if it did. If it does, they'll do it on my turn, that's for sure. Oh, they might not, to deny me a card. That's great. Happy with that. So I can knock a card out their hand and have access to Drown, but it doesn't matter because of Teferi. Or I can just play a Bolus, knock a card out their hand again, and have a thing that can kill the Teferi on my next turn. Okay. Or hopefully can kill the Teferi anyway. But I'm hoping if I can just keep pounding their resources, they'll have like no hand, no choices basically. So it looks like maybe they'll like Verdict on my turn or something to stop me attacking the Tefs down. This seems like a good place to start. Yep, no surprises. I can just not play into Censor. I probably can't beat the Search Razcanter. So if I go black, red, Kroxa, yep, this is fine. Best draw is obviously just a land. But the nice thing is, even if we don't draw a land, we can escape Kroxa. I think I'd rather escape this one. So red, red, black. Black. Pardon me. There we go. Playing around Censor. Of course, they've got the Absorb. Why wouldn't they? They deserve it. Man, a land to just slam Chandra would have really done it, wouldn't it? Nice. Cannot shock fast enough. That's... Oh, come on, computer. Don't stitch me up now. Yep. I guess they must have an Aether Gust in their deck. I'm not sure that was right. My thinking is that it turns my Drown on, and it's like it's kind of like a 2-for-1 because I've kind of gone up one card. Yeah, that sucks. But we've got a Kroxa in hand. Things could be worse. And a counterspell at the ready. Yep. So they've just decided they want to discard something different, I suppose. Because it seems likely that whatever they drew will get discarded. And frankly, I'm glad they don't have that cast out. That would be really good. This Drown is obviously promising. Not too sure what to do with that yet. I kind of have to start casting shit because I need to fill my graveyard. But maybe draw step, discard, I don't know. Yep. Okay, so that's a reasonable use. Probably should have attacked the second swamp. That was bad. Now I have to waste an energy if I have to cast Drown. Ah, D-Sphere. That was a good one. Oh, that's a fun one. Yep. Your scries won't save you, opponent. I have a dragon. And exactly one counterspell. I did not check how they scried. Let's see. 2 cards on top. Fuck. That's scary. Great draw. Such a good draw. I assume because they already scried, they might make a soldier now. Because they seem to like their next card. Weird thing to top a veto when there's a fucking dragon killing you. It's weird if you ask me anyway. Ugh. Like, I'd be looking for, counter target dragon. Well, not counter, exile target dragon. Oh, opponent, did you need that one? Oh, that's a shame. Oh, what a pity. Okay, we need to draw a non-land. How many do you have to exile for this? 5. So I can... threaten lethal, basically. So they've got one draw step, which they cannot scry. And they need to answer both. Answering one isn't good enough. So they're kind of like on verdict or bust. And even then we've got draws like 3 more Glory Bringers that just kill them on the spot. I wonder if they got there. They seem to be doing something. That counts. Fuck me. Rude. Says the guy who keeps drawing Glory Bringers and stuff. Yes! Very good. Right. Next idiot to kill. Normally when leagues start this well, the wheels come off around this point, so let's not get too carried away. Oh, I just saw myself in the webcam. I look like shit, but that's fine. I am shit. Can't polish a turd. I don't know if you non-Brits have access to such a charming turn of phrase, but it's quite the poetic statement. Keep. It's a lot of dragons. That's how I make my decisions, is based on dragon count. Oh, never miss it. More lands are welcome. I'd like another non-mountain, although I think there's only 2 in the deck, just to make sure I can definitely cast Watery Grave on 4. Not Watery Grave. What's my brain doing? Cast Nicol Bolas on 4, I should say. That counts. That's good. I can't remember if these Niv decks play Detention Sphere, but I'm a bit dubious about playing 2 Glint-Sleeve Siphoners out. I'm also a bit worried that Glorybringer is not going to deal with anything, because their only threat is 6 toughness and a dragon. But that's fine. Look at this mana base, it really is something else, isn't it? Sure, I'll play the Fabled Passage because I don't think I want to play a second Siphoner out. And this lets me potentially Fatal Push on their turn a 4-drop like a Siege Rhino. Although they'll have Niv and Bring to Light mana up, so that's far more likely to be my problem. Sure, I guess I'll just get a tapped Swamp and feel stupid about not having an extra creature in play. Yeah, that makes sense. Then I could attack that down. Maybe I'm overestimating how scared I need to be of, like, wraths and stuff. I think my only way to kill Niv in this deck is 2 Ravenous Chupacabras. Well, that could be a sorcery speed Bring to Light for Supreme Verdict or something, couldn't it? So, something to be conscious of. Yep, that doesn't matter. At least it's not now what I just feared, so that's something. Well, they wouldn't be doing that if they had a Wrath in hand, so that means I can commit a bit more. Attack Teferi and play 2 Siphoners out, I guess. Hopefully get to draw some extra cards. And hopefully don't get Wrath of God, or, well, Verdict, but, you know, board wiped. I think they also play, is it called Solar Flare or Solar Blaze or something? The 4-mana Boros one that was bad in draft recently. What's this? Yeah. Well, I didn't read that very well, but at least they had to kill their own shit too. Play something that dies. Oh, it's an Uro. Oh, I can Fatal Push Uro. Yep. I'm going to be greedy. Because, like, the block on the token is so obvious that they'll make it, and then I can push the Uro because I'll have Revolt. Wow. That's a soul read. That is a soul read. Fuck! They didn't take the bait. And now I'm facing down infinite Uro value. Which sucks. drawing so many cards. Okay, well I can Chupacabra the Uro. It's just I really wanted the value, but still, it's going to be we're going to start dealing lots of damage. Don't kill Rebel Man. Don't kill Rebel Man. Not Niv, not Niv, not Niv, not Niv. That's Bring to Light, I guess. We can Chupacabra the Niv. It's more like the value it might create. That's how many cards they draw. So we can just narrow it down to those 4, which is not nothing. We're on 9 as well. When did that happen? I suppose I just took 6. That'll be why. Kind of forget how many Uro hits for because of all the other frickin' words on it. Don't really think. I guess what they're going to do, play 2 Planeswalkers. Weird. I don't think that mattered one bit. Why wouldn't you play all your Planeswalkers out? Don't have very many good draws here. I found this Niv deck incredibly strong and very good against this type of situation, like against other mid-range decks. It's like the daddy of all the mid-range decks. Mystical Dispute's great. Kalitas is great. Maybe Duress. I don't want Fatal Pushes. Wild Slashes. And it's difficult. Like, I'm worried I'm cutting all my cheap cards, but at the same time, Glint Sleeve Siphoner is a bit too slow against all of their like sorcery speed removal. This hand is pretty bad. I guess I'll risk this, put back 1 Glory Bringer, and just play this tapped. Just take the good card. And I think I do have to use Fabled Passage. Man, this is a hard choice. There's an argument for all of them. it's just going to be bounce this. Makes sense. That's a really good one. I'm thrilled with that draw. Yep. Imagine these two cards. We'll find out. Yep. Okay. Okay. Going to replay it. I'm going to attack that and that, obviously. That, as in my opponent. Probably shouldn't refer to another human being as that. Could be considered disrespectful. Don't wrath me, bro. I don't mind a Niv here because they'll have to discard a ton of cards there. They've got 6, and I can pretty reasonably deal with it. Is this a removal for my Rebel Man? Who knows? Probably Abrupt Decay. Yep. It's fine. It's no surprise. Their hand still has 3 lands in it though, so that's quite promising. And I think they don't have Wrath of God based on the fact that they didn't kill all my shit with 1 card. So I'm going to play another threat. Start with combat, see if this provokes them into doing something. If it doesn't, I'm just going to shock myself and play Bolus, which isn't at its best here. They have a load of farts in hand that they can happily discard. Oh, shit's going down. Oh, 2 black, you say? There's that Stain the Mind card that I've seen doing the rounds in this deck. God knows. Okay, yeah, you've hit my whole hand, but I've still got a massive board. It's 1-off lethal. Oh wait, that's lethal. That was a good draw, although we did have a lot of outs. I think that's about the right configuration for this matchup. I'm going to just resubmit. Opponent flooded then, but you know, it's hard not to flood when your deck is like 33 mana sources and you do want to use a lot of them. Maybe it's not flooding, maybe it's ramping, which I like to joke is flooding deliberately. This hand is so good. So good. Man, can you imagine if Ravenous Chupacabra could kill Planeswalkers as well? That would be nice. Ooh. Fine. I guess they take Glint Sleeve. But this hand is stacked, so it's very comforting. They might not take Glint Sleeve if they think that, like, Chupacabra killing their Niv is going to ruin things for them. They might just be like, take the Chupacabra, kill the Glint Sleeve or something like that. Because they can easily cast Abrupt Decay next turn. Yeah, so they decided that Glory B was a problem, which is a legitimate stance to take. I'm going to make my very scripted and obvious turn, which they will probably be having a plan for. Oh, yeah, Abrupt Decay. No! Oh, I'll draw a card then. Thank you, opponent. Oh! Yeah, that ain't bad as draw steps go. Well, it's not utter end, is it? Rakdos' return, they can knock a bunch of cards out of my hand, which is annoying. So I will take that and I will cross the Niv flavoured bridge when I get to it. When did I take 3 damage? I took 1 from that, 2 from this, but where's the other 2 from? Did I get attacked? I'm confusing myself. Here it comes. So, oh, you mistapped opponent. You need a blue. We could easily kill it with the Chupacabra next turn. It's not the that's not the issue. The issue is how many cards does it draw. Hopefully the answer is less than 5. The answer appears to be only 1. Oh no, it's loads. Is that right? Yeah, that's their hand. It's pretty stacked. Not gonna lie, this is gonna be tough. My hand is also stacked though. It honestly might have been good to kill that Paradise Druid while I had the chance, because it is actually vulnerable for the time being. Interesting to see what they do. I imagine they either... Yeah, they're going to play one of their giant 5-mana threats, I would imagine. Oh, no. Fair enough. And little Tefts to bounce this, maybe? No, they wouldn't bounce the Chupacabra, that would be silly. Little Tefts and tick up, maybe? Yep. So, best things I can do here. 2 damage to this, they discard a card. Can not kill Teferi. The most efficient use of my mana is Kalitas, but it just trades with Utter End. I can deal 3 to Teferi by making the Rebel Man. I don't like that. I can deal 4 to Teferi by attacking it plus K command, which I don't think I like. Little Tefs isn't currently a problem insofar as the only thing they can bounce, I'm happy for them to bounce. Although, well, it's not got any targets now, so maybe it's not that great. So we know their whole hand. I think if I'm in their shoes, I just bring to life for another Niv, probably on my turn, so they can use it as a blocker. Seems like the most sensible thing. Watery Grave is medium to bad. I can deal some damage, but not enough. I'm going to try to punk them out and burn them out. I think that's my only real route. Ignore the Planeswalkers. Not going to attack into the Niv Mizzet. Yep. This deck is just so good at refueling. Well, this card is so good at refueling, I should say. I think is their hand. So they've got a full grip that's absolutely stacked. My hopes are fading, I will say that. Deafening Clarion, I assume, is where we start. Yep, one-sided board wipe, pretty good. And then they can kill me by, like, Teferi bouncing their Oath and stuff. And I have to take 2 more damages just to Murderous Rider this. Yeah, so I'm at a virtual 2. And they've got to cut ribbons in hand. Yeah, I'm willing to call that a day. Cool. Well, we were at least in it. We played, yeah, we took a game. Okay, so we've got 2 more matches remaining. Deck has felt solid. I am quite optimistic that this version is useful. I mean, it's full of good cards. The basic idea was I wanted to play a ton of aggressive creatures that either generated value before they came into play or the turn that they came into play. Couldn't think of a 2-drop that did that, so Glint Sleeve is the exception, but like all of the adventure creatures are also removal. Obviously, Rabbleman leaves a token behind. The 4-drops are obviously bonkers. Glorybringer's great. So yeah, that was the intention when I started trying to flesh out the list, which was very late last night, and then I woke up this morning with a list that looked a bit worse than the one we're playing now, and I got rid of like the brain farts that Sleepy Chris had made. I'm honestly quite surprised we took a game off of Niv. It's a good deck. Like I think it's probably going to be the deck to beat at the what it's called, not the Pro Tour, the Players Tour this weekend. Oh, we've been stood up, we've been ditched. I feel like Ross Geller. Yep. Okay. Obvious problem with this hand. This is much better. I'm going to put back a Blood Crypt. Oh, pardon me. I've got an itchy nose. I'm about to sneeze, I think. Yep. So opponent has kept a 7, but they tanked, so maybe it's not a superb 7. We can hope, at least. Thoughtseize? No? Maybe they have Fatal Push. Either way, I'm casting my spell. Hopefully it's an opt. Good. Good. Come on, Glint Sleeve, live a turn. If Glint Sleeve lives a turn, it undoes our mulligan immediately. Yes, I think they kept a low amount of lands. Not push, not push, not push, not push. Yes. Good. I think I'm going to just hold off on committing too much. I wonder if this seemingly Dimir deck is the new combo deck with, I forget the name of it, but there's this god-awful Eldrazi that makes you exile your library, and then there's that Thassa's Oracle thing, which is ruining multiple formats already. And I'm glad they included that in the same set as an Underworld Breach. That seems like a smart piece of decision making. Bolus. Not Bolus. Well, we're getting to make energy. Just going to play that tapped and pass. If they kill this now, obviously we have to let it slide. The priority has to be, because I think if they are straight up Dimir, then they probably are that combo deck. Murderous Cut is an underplayed, very good card. Yep. So this becomes their library, 3 cards. I wonder if they have a Thassa's Oracle available to them. Let's check. They've got everything. So if I take the Oracle and they plus Jace. Hang on, I need to just click carefully. That's their hand. So I have to hold up my other Murderous Rider for the Jace. Yep. And then they plus, and then I kill it. I think I've won. Cool. Well, that'll teach him to play such a fucking wonky deck, won't it? Mystical Dispute seems good. Duress seems good. Drown in the Lock is of questionable value if they are exiling their graveyards and stuff. Or rather, turning it into their library. I don't think I want Fatal Push. I'm going to slide out one Chupacabra. And apart from that, I'm just going to play a fairly standard plan. As if this is an established archetype. I'm going to play the same plan we've been playing earlier today. And not speak like a moron. We're good at killing planeswalkers. We're good at killing shit at instant speed. I'm like slightly optimistic. Sure. Drat. They're going to take my Mystical Dispute, and then I'm going to be defenseless. No surprises there. Good draw. Also a fine draw. I'm going to cast it. See what we hit. Yep. I just need to hit a land so that I can hold up Murderous Rider for eternity. That's all I need. That sucks. So now the plan is just to stomp them and then be scared. That's my whole plan, is being scared. I quite like this new, I think it's called Omen of the Sea, the 2-mana enchantment preordain with flash. It seems solid. It's the inverter. It's the Jace. Fine. I can resolve. Fuck. It got me. I needed that land. So I'm operating under the assumption there's no point damaging the Jace, because I need to draw a land and then Murderous Rider it. Which we've successfully done. Oops. I'm going to wait. My big dream at this point is that they play Inverter of Truth and then plus Jace to win the game, and then we kill it and they lose the game. That's all fine. Can handle all that. Yep. that happens. I guess they take one Murderous Rider. Yep. Ugh. Kill. Would like land plus. Okay. So the best thing I can probably do is pressure them, which is a bit sad and might lead to my demise, but we'll see. Hopefully they kill this. Hopefully they're not cantripping to find the other combo piece they need or something. That would be scarier. Dig through time. That's scary. That's a scary card. Fuck. Why have they stopped? Yep. So we might die this turn. They can go Inverter, Thassa's thingy all in one go, win the game. That is a thing that this deck can do. Doesn't. I think they'd have done it by now if they had it. It's like, I'm tapped out, it's obvious. Oh, I guess I take my Thoughtseize. Best card in my hand. Yeah, they agree. If they are capable of comboing, they're being super cagey. They don't appear to be. Okay, that sucks too. Now I'm just going to have to hold up K command. I need to see how big Thassa's Oracle's butt is. It appears to be a 1/3, so it doesn't die. That's very upsetting. So this doesn't increase the clock. Well, it does actually, because with K command. Alright, I'll cast it. I don't think K command is really any protection from the combo, is what I'm trying to say. And this is 6, and that's 8. So that's my thinking. This is another dig. Yep. Classic opponent always having a dig. Sorry. I'll be funnier. I promise I'll be funnier. It won't all be shit. This is how fast you tap when you're winning the game. Yep. Do they have the other part? I mean, it'd be a hell of a gambit if they don't. So, yeah. Whatever. We got mana screwed. It's fine. Same plan. If this deck becomes good, maybe like Ceremonious Rejection becomes a card. But I don't mind letting the Devourer resolve. I quite like that it has an absolutely astronomical risk attached to it, and you can just fuck them up sometimes. Yeah, I think Drown is bad because they've got digs and they've got like all these ways of not having a graveyard between delving and inverting. Pardon me. As you can hear, I am authentically sick. I am full of lovely secretions. It's probably the wrong word, medically speaking, but it felt appropriately disgusting. It's deck has been fun. I've enjoyed it. I'd love to play first. Deal. This is a good one. We're a land short, but everything else is great. I will take 4. They've got 2 Thought Seizers and an Opt. I'm absolutely fine with them trading off resources and hurting themselves. If they want to put my Kroxa in the graveyard, for example, which is probably the play, that does not matter to me. Solid draw. I'm just going to hurt myself to try and clock them because they like combat damage won't win this game. I'd love to untap with my Rabble Man available, but I suspect they are going to Thought Seize me again and take it. But equally, just getting a Bone Crusher Giant down and dealing them chunks of 4 is not that much slower than a Rabble Master. I don't recognise this picture. Is it the MTGO one? Yep. Good selection. Land. Perfect. Stating the obvious, my plan is to burn them out. I think my plan is just to cast this, so that's 12 points, and that's the last 2. Obviously, we will find out at some point if it's a good plan. But my hand doesn't really allow me to do much else. What on earth are they thinking about? Have they got an Opt, or are they... Maybe they have a Hieroglyphic Illuminations or something that's like slightly better than an Opt. Or a Sensor, they could have a Sensor. Maybe they're thinking they need to cycle Sensor to find gas, but Sensor is their only pseudo-gas or something. I do not know. Man, Bone Crusher Giant is just a lot of magic card, isn't it? Like, the body's great, and the freebie removal spell is fine. You probably wouldn't play Stomp, but having it as a bonus is super good. Don't know what opponents doing. They are seemingly deep in thought. Sorry, the most entertaining thing I can think to do is to make patterns with my mouse, which is quality content. You don't get this from, like, Ben Stark. This is a whole level of entertainment you guys weren't even prepared for. I'm doing swirly things. I need to edit this out. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Come on, Ms. Right, our opponent appears to be back. I don't think you guys missed anything. I stopped the video for ages, but yeah, I think the opponent is back, or at least semi-back. They disconnected for like a solid 5 minutes. There's no way they're not playing a land, yeah. But we know they've got them in hand. Please resolve. I'm a bit upset if this got censored, but I can't do anything about it. I have to play my cards. So yeah, we're back. We're playing Magic. Obviously, that does not feel like a pause to you guys because of the magic of video, but in reality, it's basically next year. I think a full, like, 5 or 6 minutes past, it was literal torture. Thought I was going to get given a free win, was basically comfortable with that. It doesn't feel as good as actually winning, but it's like still quite helpful. Okay. So inverter is a problem for us just because of size. It's just a whopper. It's a big bitch. Okay, well that's everything. All of our information has been used up, so they've got 4 unknowns. Chances of it being the combo seems fairly low because they haven't been digging and cantripping, but it's not out of the question. I'm not sure how many combo pieces they actually play. Maybe I should study this deck more if it's going to become a thing. Yeah. Okay, I think they've died. It's hard. I can't see. I mean, what would help? Fatal Push is turned on. That would save them because that would put them on 2 instead of dead. Or Murderous Cut. Fatal Push, yeah. So they're not dead. They're on 2. Which is annoying, I have to say. That's an important distinction. Something disruptive then. Swamp isn't very good. I don't have enough mana to remake the Kroxa. So we are, as they say, in squeaky bum territory. Oh yeah, you're dead. You're so dead. And by so dead, I mean not that dead. That blocks this. I'm going to Wild Slash now because I want to have the option of reanimating the Kroxa. I'm going to make this very suspicious attack. They have to block. Then I make the Kroxa and hope they die. Doesn't seem to register my clicking when I try and do stuff like that. The other benefit of this is it empties my graveyard, so their Scarab God is worse. They can't discard a land, they have to discard a spell. Oh, they only had lands. Wicked. Alright, well that was good. I thought there was a tiny chance it would kill them, but I figured it was actually just the best way of ruining the Scarab God, and I got kind of lucky. Cool, round 5. Good hand. Fine hand for this type of matchup as well. I guess I'm going to get a basic swamp tapped with the Fabled Passage on my turn 1. And then turn 2 will probably be double removal spell, and so on. Okay, fine. Can kill that. We're not that dead at all, really. Good draw step. Ooh, how helpful. Oh, no, they've got removal. They'll always have removal. Let's not get too excited. Yeah, it's dead. But still, pardon me, at least it's one burn spell not hitting me right in the face. Fine. And by fine, I mean I don't have an answer to it. Well, I have Glorybringer. Okay, so this is annoying. My body is failing me. Knock a card out their hand. We know none of them are lands, so this has some value. Wow. And the next turn I'm going to kill that with the Glorybringer. Or I could just remake Kroxa. That's well, no, I can't. I need one more thing in the graveyard. But remaking Kroxa is tempting. Not as tempting as killing the only thing they have going on. I think we're winning. Their deck is full of absolutely crazy 4s, though, like Chandra and Hazaret and stuff. That is not one of them. God, that's bad here. I'm pretty happy with that. Land would be the best draw, because it would mean we could double spell. Oh, my nose is a disaster. That's also a good draw. Knock a card out of their hand. That means my Kroxa is alive for next turn. Ooh. I'm trying to figure out how likely it is that if I try and kill that, I get punked out by them having a burn spell. I think the answer is fairly likely, but I have to go for it anyway. Probably on their end step. Or if they cast something, I'll do it in response. That resolves. Happy to take one as long as it means I'm not... Yeah, so... do this. Yeah, because this turn we were going to make a Kroxa and kill Karizev with an Exert, and we'd be fine. So I'm going to bring in my anti-aggro sideboard plan. And I'm going to cut... Is Duress good? It's probably not terrible. I'm going to cut these because they hurt me. And I'm going to cut these because they hurt me. And I'm going to blow my nose. I'll be right back. Right, I'm ready. I am almost able to breathe, and a game up in the final round of the league. So I'm looking forward to trying to close out with a 4-1. That would be a good record for an experiment. Keep this very good hand. Lament the presence of the basic island, but that's fine. Kill their play, make a threat, knock a card out their hand. Not complaining. Also, a pain-free mana base is something. Pardon me. Gonna have to decide if that's the thing I want to kill on this turn. They might play something like a Karizev, which I would probably rather kill. So it looks like if they are playing anything this turn, it's probably a creature. Because they would have done a spell pre-combat. Yep. So I'm going to get the Soulscar Mage, because the benefit of Swift Spear is only haste. The Soulscar Mage has the -1 counters ability, so once they're both in play, the Soulscar is definitely slightly better. Kalitas is super good. I imagine this thing is going to be dead before we know it. No? Okay, that's good. Oh, please don't Chain Willoughby. Please don't Chain Willoughby. Okay, that's fine. Especially if they don't have a land. I would do anything for a basic swamp right now. My kingdom for a swamp. Oh, nice. What did we get? Anything fun? If we can curve Kalitas into Glorybringer and Exert and get a zombie, and the Kalitas doesn't die in the meantime. Yes. That's my summary. $25 lands I thought might be one too many, but it's actually felt really good. It's felt like we've barely ever flooded or got screwed. It's nice to have a removal we can cast next turn if we don't draw the 5th land. Okay, that sucks. That sucks for like 25 reasons. So now we really need Glorybringer to survive. To be castable, sorry. Okay, so best thing I could do is kill Swift Spear, knock the last card out their hand. I think that does leave me in rather dire straits life total wise. I think we're losing this game. Just because if we'd had a land that turn, we'd have been in fine shape. Where's that? Oh, right. Okay, well, that's going to kill me. I'm going to take 6 now. And then, yeah, I'm dead next turn, even if I get the Glorybringer with Exert. So that's fine. Still happy with the configuration. Kroxa has been much more impressive in this list than in the other list. I don't know if you guys would agree, but actually, I did. Sorry, I played a league with Kroxa in my normal shell, and I did record it, but it wasn't a very interesting league for a number of reasons. We played against the same decks several times. We had like loads of incidents where opponents were timing out and stuff, so I just didn't want to waste your time with it. And Kroxa was quite bad in my normal shell, which is why I had to build this. Well, I chose to build this really different one. There's potential to get mana screwed with this hand. Like a lot of it. a lot of potential. So opponent did mulligan, which is nice. Although they still have a great start, so that's less nice. But hopefully we get to untap with this. I would love to just draw any land. Literally any land. At this point, I would take a basic plains that isn't even one of our colours. Okay. Nope, it dead. Boo! Boo! You suck, opponent. Well, we've got 2 removal spells, which I will be casting. And that should slow them down quite a lot. Oops. Land. Any land. That's not land. Oh dear. That's... Oh god. Oh god. That's so good. So my hope is they minus Chandra on the Rabble Master, and then the token can try to finish it off. Maybe they'll like minus and make a blocker like a Torbran or something, and we can maybe like Chupacabra the blocker and kill the Chandra, something like that. It might not happen that way, but that's my currently my like optimistic view. There's a Torbran. Wow. Wow. So they've got better things to do with their mana than that. That can't be good for me. It's good discipline from the opponent. Attack Chandra. Hope they block with a Mutavault. then I can like Chupacabra the Mutavault. I do not know how I'm supposed to beat this Chandra at the moment, because I sided out the Murderous Riders. That was probably stupid. We're down to 9. Yeah, I think we've lost, which is a shame. And yeah, these Pestilent Spirits have stunk. Haven't had a good chance to use them. I think the opponent's decision not to cast that Torbrand and to instead use Lightning Strike was super good and really important. And I'm dead. Cool, good games. Well played, ISO 7. And that is the end of the league. So we did okay. We got 3 and 2, which is like fine. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll just view the deck again. So you can see it's like, well, if you're watching the video, you know what it's like. So, possible changes, I'm not sure. There's scope for just cutting blue, of course, because it's in the main, it's very small. And it would probably make the mana better. I don't really want to have an island in my Kroxa deck. So maybe I'm going to have to refine this into like a straight up red-black mid-range or something. But we shall see. Let's see what happens in the next video. Might be on the channel before you know it. Thank you for watching, everyone, and see you all next time.